So I just finished watching a couple documentaries. I watched Rewind This and Gesture Tracking. Both fantastic documentaries about collecting VHS that I cannot recommend highly enough. And it really is more a bit than about collecting VHS. It's about almost the collector mentality. Uh, and hello there, YouTube land. The thing is, I'm obviously a collector, pretty hardcore, and a lot of my friends on here are pretty much the same thing. Many with many more and much larger and more impressive collections than I can even hope to accomplish. But I've got my little, slice of Nirvana from DVD, Blu-ray, and VHS here, and it kind of made me think about the whole mentality behind collecting. What brings us to this spot? Where did the start come? Where's the genesis? Is it like a family member? Was there a time that we watched something when we were younger? Or maybe it's like if you're an older, and I hate to use that word, older collector like myself, then maybe you remember the glory days of the VHS store, of going in and renting stuff, and just what a fantastic feeling it was to find that little treasure. And when you look at movie companies like Arrow Video and Scream Factory, they promote their films specifically towards that type of collector. The artwork and the type of films that they are like, those are the same. They're basically targeting the same guys that would go into the video store back in the day and pick up a thriller video or a wizard video and just be so happy and elated that they could find it. When I was going to college, Full Moon was a big company. Basically, it was so big that they'd get in like 2 or 3 copies of the big blockbustery stuff, and you'd have to get in like as many possible of the Full Moon ones. And the Full Moon ones costed a bit to get in for video stores. They weren't cheap, but they made their money on them like tenfold, because those movies were booked to be rented out, and it didn't matter how bad the movie was. If it had the Full Moon name on it with the video zone and the logo and stuff like that, where the college town that I lived in, it was like gold. And to be the person that got that Full Moon video, that Trancers movie, or that Puppet Master movie, on the day it came out, you were a rock star that day, and everybody wanted to be around you to get to watch that movie, to see it before everybody else saw it. And there was kind of a coolness to that. When the second Nightmare on Elm Street movie came out on on VHS back in the day, I remember that my dad had a in with the video store owner, so that we got it actually, because it got to the store like 2 or 3 days before it got there, and I was visiting my dad that weekend, and he had lucked into this video store owner that actually let him have the copy before it was supposed to be released. So here I am watching Freddy's Revenge before, everyone else in my town at least. And it was such a cool feeling back then. Just such a, it's a really cool, you're on the inside, elated type of feeling that you get. And it's incredible. And when you're finding stuff, the other day, like if you watch my videos here, I luck into things. And so far, I've lucked into a few things, and thank God for that, because some of the stuff that I get will be way out of my price range unless I really saved up for it. Otherwise, I spent like less than $20 to get a complete series of Tour of Duty the other day, and that was pretty incredible. I've spent less than $40 in total to buy 2 Scooby-Doo vans, the Mystery Machine vans, not the cardboard, but the actual plastic ones that were done back in the day. And everybody here that's watching this video, that's taking the time to watch this video, has a story like that, something that they found, something that made them really passionate, and something that drives them on. Because there'll be a time when you get a dry spot, and you're like, oh man, is this even worth it? And you haven't found anything for a while, and you haven't got that little taste of collecting like Nirvana. and all of a sudden you'll be walking to somewhere, and it'll be a video store, it'll be a flea market, it'll be a yard sale, it'll be on Kijiji or Craigslist, whatever you do that at, and then bam, something hits just right for the right price, and you're in love all over again with the collecting thing, because now that this has happened again, now that you've managed to reach there, to get this elusive film or to get this fantastic deal, you're kind of waiting for that next hit. It's almost like, it's almost an addiction of sorts. And I guess you could say that. I've got over, oh my God, I've got thousands in the thousands here. Like, not in the thousands, but like, not like some people. I wish. Maybe 17, 1800, something like that. Not a huge collection or anything. And, but a lot of those are box sets too, so if you had to put them as single DVDs, that would be like crazy. I collect a lot of box sets and complete series and collector's editions. I just wanted to talk about the whole idea behind that, and let me know what I'll love to get a response video on this from you guys. What got you into collecting like this? What really got you into collecting, whether it be DVDs or Blu-rays? What got you into collecting in the first place? I'm sure most people now, a lot of people collect Blu-rays, and there's kind of the hipsters like me that'll collect some VHS, and there's people that understand that DVD is still there and worth collecting, because you know what? A lot of the movies that came out on VHS never came out on DVD. A lot of the movies that came out on DVD have yet to come out on Blu-ray. So if you're really a collector, you're collecting different formats. And you can't pigeonhole right into Blu-ray right now, because not all the Blu-rays are actually better than DVDs. Not all the Blu-rays have the same features as the DVDs. So you still need the DVDs. It's not there yet. I mean, there's some great stuff on Blu-ray. Don't get me wrong. I buy Blu-ray, all the time. But would I give up buying DVD? Are you crazy? I've got so many great DVDs from like the heyday, like the Blue Undergrounds, the original Anchor Bay stuff, my MGM Midnight movies, and why the heck would I want to give up that? My Mondo Macabre stuff, and it's great if some of those go into Blu-ray and stuff like that. And maybe I'll double over on some of that stuff, but do I want to get rid of the original stuff? Probably not, because there's a coolness to having the original one. Dark Sky Films is putting out a new Blu-ray of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'm definitely going to be looking at picking that up. Although the one that extra disc with it is a movie called Eaten Alive, which is a really underrated Tobe Hooper film. Don't get me wrong, but I've got the Dark Sky 2 DVD edition of Eaten Alive. I've got the Steelbook DVD edition of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that they put out. The Ultimate one, before this new Ultimate one. I've got the House on Sorority Row in a 2-disc DVD edition. Do I need the new Blu-ray? Not unless it has something new on it, because certain movies really you don't need to do the upgrade. When I did my video of all my horror stuff, one of the questions that I was asking, and it was a sensible question to ask, is you've got a lot of stuff there. Do you plan to upgrade a lot of it to Blu-ray? And I'm thinking, for some of it, yes, when there's like more features and stuff there. But for a lot of it, hell no. Sometimes the DVD copies are just so freaking cool looking. I may get all of the Saw movies, and I'm not so fan of the Saw movies, on Blu-ray, but I'm still not getting rid of that cool trilogy box set that I got, that kind of slimline box set, because it looks cool. I like it. And Blood and Black Lace, the Village of the Damned, Children of the Damned double feature. Just love the way that's done. And my Trauma DVDs are something that I could not even bear to think about replacing. Not to mention the fact that they're almost all signed by Lloyd Kaufman. But it's just, there's an experience with that too. So what can you not replace? what got you into it? Obviously, you've seen my dad's videos and stuff like that in some of my earlier videos. So yeah, a lot of my collecting stuff comes from my dad, who was an avid collector, and he still collects, but he doesn't like to say he collects as much anymore. It's kind of common. He's like he's the type of guy, and he'll collect some stuff, but he's kind of laissez-faire, and he doesn't make a big deal out of it. But he gets some really impressive stuff, and that's just my dad, just the way he is. Love the guy, but that's it. That's what I want to talk about. Movie collecting mentality. It just made me think tonight why I do this, what I love about this. My better half wasn't feeling well tonight, and we were. She was actually upstairs. I'm downstairs. I'm looking at Kijiji, and I see something that she likes, a show, and it's got all 3 volumes of the series for sale for a really good price, and I know that she's going to want it. So immediately, I text her, and I'm like, blank, because if we get this, I want to unbox it here. Is available for $20, and she's like, way ahead of you. Emailed him about half an hour ago. He's keeping it for us for Thursday. So yeah, so we get a lot of that stuff, and then the next message was like, oh, I found this and this, and she's like, yeah, I know. Already emailed him too, waiting for an answer back. So if you're lucky enough to have someone in your life that can share the passion of the collecting and stuff like that with you, that's incredible. I know that TJ Pyramid's wife, the Creepy Monster Squad, they have a passion for collecting different stuff. She's a really big Vincent Price fan. Joel is a big on his indie horror and stuff like that. But they have that there, and if you got somebody that's lucky enough to share your passion, that's an amazing thing. It is so incredible to go out and Hin does not get it all the time. When I come back from a video store and I've just bought Witchcraft 666, she from Trauma, she would not a lot of times know this from Adam. But that being said, even though she's not into the horror stuff that I'm into, she has really taken the time to honestly do her research and be able to go out and pick out and find stuff like that, the rarities that I want, that she knows are going to make me kind of uber excited, like I am right now. So just talking about it is an exciting thing for me. I love collecting, and I hope to be able to do this for many, many years to come. So inshallah, I shall. But here we go. That's my video, and my tea is cold, so I'm going to have to make some more. But check out those 2 documentaries. But I would really love if any of you guys would like to make a response to this video talking about what got your passion started for collecting. If you have somebody, a friend or a girlfriend that basically does this with you, that kind of has that joy for the collecting and understands where you're coming from. And if so, tell me about it, and tell me about your some of your most exciting finds. I do that here on a daily basis, but I would love to find out what everybody else's idea, what their favorite find is, what really got them started. If they were starting to move away from from collecting, what brought them back, and if they would ever give up some of their DVDs just to go totally Blu-ray. Would you give up your 2-disc Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue to get a Blu-ray? Or would you maybe buy the Blu-ray if it's cheap enough and keep them both? Because Living Dead at Manchester Morgue is a cool slip. So those are things to think about. Thanks for watching, and for me right now, it really is time for tea. Have a great night, and don't stop collecting.